Record highs are possible on this weather alert day. I'll show you how long this big heat sticks around coming up.
And sun safety, from sunscreen to eyewear and hydration. We'll show you how the people tasked with keeping us safe are protecting themselves during this dangerous heat wave.
Plus, call it miraculous. Teams rejoice after rescuing a man 8 days after he was trapped beneath that rubble in Venezuela. Kirsten Clark is in the WRAL Live Center about what we know about that survivor of those 2 severe earthquakes.
A heat advisory is now in effect for most of you on this WRAL Weather Alert Day. Take a look at these temperatures right now that you can see already at 93 degrees in Apex. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Laura Levine in for Renee Chu.
I'm Chris Levingood. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We have our friend Amy Wilmoth right now in the WRAL Severe Weather Center to talk a little bit more about this. Amy, I was checking the forecast on my phone and it just had a little fire emoji and a little melty face. Like, it's just hot outside right now.
Accurate. Yes, it's going to stay that way, too. All the way through Monday, we'll have weather alert days in place because highs are in the triple digits and the heat index will be above that. 105 or higher for the heat index over the next several days. And again, this is all the way through Monday, and it's for all of central North Carolina once we get to the holiday weekend. And I think everybody tomorrow is under a heat advisory. Today, not everyone in the heat advisory, but it's going to be hot everywhere. If you're in the heat advisory, your heat index will be 105 or higher, but it's still, again, going to be hot for everyone. We're just baking under this ridge of high pressure that remains in place today and all the way through Monday. So hot temperatures are here to stay. Right now, we're in the 90s across most of the area, 90 in Raleigh, 90 in Roxborough, 92 in South Hill, 93 in Southern Pines. And when you factor in the humidity, it already feels like 102 in South Hill. It feels like 99 in Southern Pines and 95 in Raleigh. This is a live look at North Hills, and notice how there is not a cloud in the sky. So if you're headed to the pool, maybe to hop in the water and get a break from the heat, just know the heat index, the UV index is very high. It takes just 15 minutes to burn. So be very, very careful if you're headed out and about. Now today we have a forecast high of 100, feeling more like 105 for most of us. 102 on Friday, 107 for the heat index. 4th of July, 103 for the high, the heat index 107. And then Sunday, 102 for the high and the heat index 108. So it is hot for the next several days. We also had an update on our drought monitor. It improved a little bit, but not much. We went from 45% of the state in extreme drought last week to just 42 this week. So no big changes. We do have some rain on the way, and I'll talk a little bit more about that coming up.
People are going to want to hear that as well, Amy. Thank you. So this stretch of intense heat, it has people looking everywhere to cool off, like the pool Amy was talking about. In fact, pools are expecting an increase in swimmers this holiday weekend. Let's go ahead and bring in Flynn Snyder. He's live at the Lake Johnson Pool in Raleigh. Flynn, I thought we might see you in the pool because of how hot it is, but it's all right. Still talking about it. People who keep us safe in the water, they're also looking to keep themselves safe.
We might get in the water with how hot it is out here, Chris. Good afternoon to you. We're talking about lifeguards, of course. The pool here already busy for midday, and here's why. Our massive thermometer here showing temps hovering around 90 degrees right now. The pavement, even worse. Our thermometer gun showing 120 degrees right now, so not the day you want to walk around barefoot. And with people coming here to the pools, if you're not at a cookout or a barbecue this weekend, the pool will be the place to be. Lifeguards are going to be working in these extreme temperatures to keep swimmers safe. Federal regulations recommend frequent breaks for lifeguards. They also recommend cooling water as well, cold drinks for lifeguards. I just actually spoke to the city's aquatic director. He says that they shorten rotation times on the hottest days of the year to 15 minutes for rotations for lifeguards. Here's some good news here. They also recommend lifeguards get in the pool when they're not sitting in the chair on duty. So with people expected to come to the pools in numbers this weekend, officials are also urging safety for swimmers. They are encouraging people to not swim alone and to keep a watchful eye on kids. Certainly pools like this across the triangle set to be busy with the sun beating down and the temperatures expected to go up over the next several days. One side of WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Flynn, thank you. And as thousands of people will seek heat relief at local pools, splash pads and lakes at North Carolina state parks will also be pretty busy. WRAL's Ali Katlavar spoke with park rangers who are preparing campers and visitors.
We're one of the only people out here on the water here at Jordan Lake, but that's not going to be the case for this holiday weekend. Officials are expecting a lot of people to look to the water to cool off.
The swimming areas, the beach areas will be very busy. So that's first and foremost. Be patient.
But whether you are in the water or not, park officials say they will be making sure people stay hydrated and drink plenty of water. Campers should also wear breathable clothes and bring fans or cooling towels. Avoid spending time outdoors during the hottest times of the day. Park officials also want people to be aware of the low lake levels because of the drought. Some boat ramps may be closed. Swimming areas are open, but the depth of the lake could be deceiving. Chatham County Sheriff's Office says it's important to be safe if you are going on the water or swimming in it.
This water is very different. It's dark. There's obstacles underneath. It's very hazardous in areas that are not designated as swimming areas. And so it's very, very easily you go underwater and you just don't come back up. And so the life jackets save lives.
Make sure you have those life jackets on, even if you have a pet, like K9 Officer Uno here. He has his life jacket on as well. They do have some available at designated swimming areas here at Jordan Lake for free. Reporting at Jordan Lake, Allie Katlabar, WRAL News.
Oh, our thanks to Officer K9 Uno for his service. Well, if you're planning to drive to your holiday destination, you can also use the fuel tracker on the WRAL News app to find the lowest gas prices. Just search fuel.
North Carolina House lawmakers are in the final stretch of debate over a state budget that has defined and, frankly, divided the legislature for more than a year. Senators are expected to begin shortly. Let's go ahead and bring in WRAL state government reporter Caroline Jaffa. She has been following this closely at the state legislative building. Caroline, you just stepped out of that debate. So how are we looking right now this afternoon?
Chris, as you just mentioned, the House to my right is currently in debate, and we just stepped out. But behind me, the Senate is expected to come in within minutes. The light could be at the end of the tunnel in a long-running political standoff. And it's now coming down to final arguments, final pressure, and a final vote on this Republican-led plan. The spending plan, which totals $34 billion, includes pay raises for teachers and state employees while funding hurricane recovery, schools, and infrastructure statewide. It allows for income tax cuts. One major unresolved hangup has been the roughly $1 billion left unspent in the proposal. Republicans are calling it discipline and preparation for economic uncertainty. Democrats are calling it a missed opportunity, saying that money belongs in taxpayers' pockets, classrooms, and community services right now. But Democrats are still expected to support it, arguing state employees cannot afford to wait any longer for raises and bonuses.
We cannot call this a victory lap. It is overdue work. And like any overdue assignment, it must still be completed. But we should not expect praise for finishing it late.
So there are many things here that I think we can be proud of. The historical portion of this budget with teacher salaries.
Both chambers are expected to vote and approve the proposal today. It then goes to Governor Josh Stein's desk for consideration. He has 10 days to either sign the bill into law, veto it, or he could leave it blank without his signature. And after those 10 days, it becomes law on its own. Caroline Jaffa, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Millions of dollars in cuts in the new state budget targets nonprofits, and that includes Legal Aid of North Carolina and other groups helping low-income people in court. Republicans believe some legal nonprofits have become too liberal by helping immigrants or transgender people. The CEO of Legal Aid told WRAL they do represent some immigrants, mostly victims of human trafficking. And most of the group's work involves helping families facing eviction or domestic violence survivors seeking a restraining order. Democrats say, though, that these budget cuts would mean not helping very vulnerable people.
It takes critical help away from all of those victims and all of those children. And it was done quietly in a spending document that is 3/4 thick in hopes that nobody would notice.
Our NC Capitol team asked top Republican Senator Phil Berger about the cuts, and he said there's nothing stopping these groups from asking someone else to give them donations.
I'm Kirsten Clark in the WRAL Live Center with some incredible news to share out of Venezuela and a miraculous rescue 8 days after those two earthquakes hit the South American country. A man was rescued from underneath the rubble of a 9-story building. Take a look at this video here showing the man being carried after the rescue. His name is Hernan Alberto Gil Flores. He's in his 40s and he was buried under 29 feet of wreckage from a collapsed shopping mall parking lot where he was a mall security guard. Now, I want you to take a look at this video showing the celebrations after his rescue, and rightfully so. It took 70 hours to rescue Gil after first responders first made visual contact with him via a search camera feed into the rubble. He is reported at this time to be in good condition, and he has a wife and kids that are so thankful that he was found alive. So wonderful to hear some great news after tragedy in Venezuela.
Oh, my goodness. Just chills watching that video. Kirsten, thank you so much. New at noon now, the woman charged with killing her stepdaughter 11 years ago asked a judge to give her bond. We're talking about Connie Graham here, who is a former sheriff's deputy in Robeson County. She was arrested 1 week ago and charged with killing her stepdaughter, Sarah. Sarah disappeared in 2015 and her body has not been found. Graham's defense attorney filed a motion in Robeson County Court yesterday listing 8 reasons his client should be granted bond. Among them, his client's history in law enforcement, saying that she's aware of the important appearing in court. A man who's accused in a stabbing near Wendell is expected in court today. It's a story we first reported in the Live Center during our new newscast yesterday. 38-year-old Earnhardt Joyner is charged with felony assault. Police say Joyner stabbed a man in his home. The victim is expected to recover. Well, the U.S. men's national team will be out without their star, Flo Balogun, when they play Monday night. The 2-0 win last night over Bosnia and Herzegovina came with a price. Balogun was given a red card after he collided with the Bosnia defender for the ball. Balogun's cleat swiped the defender's calf. It was ruled a serious foul, and he was ejected from the game and automatically suspended. USA was down a man for the final 35 minutes of that game and did not cave, scoring again to win and advance. It's only the second time in World Cup history that the U.S. men's team has won in the knockout round. They're back on the pitch Monday night facing Belgium. You can watch that game at 8 p.m. on Fox 50.
Next at noon, air base outbreak. A series of flu cases is becoming so serious, one military trainee died. We are taking you to that air base in Texas, where recruits are getting sick.
And ice cold cash will introduce you to the people making big bucks on the heat wave hitting the country.
And heat advisory activated, folks. It is going to be a long, hot stretch of triple-digit temperatures. Amy Wilmoth is tracking that, plus our next chance for rain coming up in just a moment.
Coming up next, sea storms moving in with WRAL's exclusive Dual Doppler 5000, sponsored by the WRAL Weather app. Download now for live radar.
Welcome back. You're taking a live look at Carolina Beach right now, and what a great place to be. Look at all those umbrellas out.
In case you missed it, we've got you covered here in the WRAL Live Center. The June jobs report came out this morning, and it was the slowest month of hiring since February. Let's take a look at the numbers here. The U.S. economy added just 57,000 jobs in June, which economists say is a worrying sign for labor market stability as wage growth tracked below inflation for a third consecutive month. Then we take a look here at average hourly earnings increased by 3.5%, which still remains far below the most recent inflation reading of 4.2%, and then the unemployment rate ticked down to 4.2% from 4.3%. So just taking again a quick look at those numbers from the June jobs report.
Sticking with some business news here, Americans will be spending more on food this 4th of July, but getting less. According to a survey by the National Retail Federation, consumers will spend about $95 on holiday celebrations. That's a record, up about $2 over last year. The jump is even higher for people grilling burgers or hot dogs, as beef prices have spiked nearly 16%.
The grill is always the star of the show. We are seeing hamburger up quite a bit. And this is a function of the U.S. cattle herd really being at its lowest level in over 70 years. We don't expect this to turn around anytime soon. It is a multi-year process to get those herds back up. but we see some relief and options with chicken or even pork ribs to have a little bit of savings on the grill.
So according to the American Farm Bureau Federation, there were two bright spots in that survey. Potato salad and chips cost less than they did a year ago.
We are following some breaking news right now. Our NC Capitol team is looking into the situation regarding the state budget. It looks like the state House members have passed their end of this. And obviously right now, what's the next step is to have the Senate do their part. But they're in the process of debating this right now. Again, they're still discussing this $34 billion state budget. This is something that would mean a significant amount of money being paid for state employees, including law enforcement. We'll be diving a little bit more into that, and we'll let you know if the Senate decides to pass that. And because the next step after that would be to send it to Governor Josh Stein's desk. All right, your time this afternoon is 12:26, and we are talking, yes, about extremely hot weather. It is a WRAL weather alert day today, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, even one after that. We'll talk about Amy Wilmoth's forecast about this long run of 100-degree temperatures and how long they're going to stay with us.
And avoiding carcinogens. Throwing meat on the grill could increase your risk for cancer. What you should consider as you prepare to cook outdoors.
You're going to hear that show open at least 5 days this week for this WRAL weather alert day for this dangerous stretch of heat.
Yes, meteorologist Amy Wilmoth is here to show us how long highs could really climb into those triple digits, Amy.
Chris is right. All the way through Monday, we'll have to deal with triple-digit highs, and then the heat index will be even higher than that. So dangerous heat, and this doesn't happen very often that we get this many days in a row of triple-degree heat. We're at 90 right now in Raleigh. 95 is the heat index. 92 in South Hill. It already feels like 104. It feels like 99 in Clinton and in Southern Pines. So already very hot out there. Pavement temperatures are very high, so make sure if you take the dog, Sweet Jazzy, out for a walk, you have to keep it to the shady spots. You definitely want to maybe do that very early in the day or very late in the day, and even at that, you'll probably want to stay in those shaded spots. So high temperatures today, climbing into the triple digits. Heat index well into the triple digits as well. Very, very hot out there today, and this continues through the holiday weekend. So Friday, 102 for the high, and then Saturday for the 4th of July, 103. The heat index approaching 110, and Sunday, 102 for the high temperatures. So a dangerous stretch of high temperatures. Coming up, I'll show you when this heat will back off and when our rain chances will start to go up.
Happy birthday to Jazzy. Kat Campbell posted it's her birthday today. Well, thousands are expected to spend the 4th of July holiday weekend cooling off at lakes at North Carolina state parks. Park rangers are preparing campers and visitors for the intense heat. And many campsites at Jordan Lake are already sold out, but whether you're in the water or not, park officials say that they will be making sure people stay hydrated and have water. Campers should also wear breathable cools and bring fans or cooling towels. Avoid spending time outdoors during the hottest times of the day, and park officials also want people to be aware of the low lake levels. Some boat ramps may be closed too. Swimming areas are open, but the depth of that lake could be deceiving.
Even though the lake is low, that doesn't mean that, it's still not dangerous to be out there. And of course, there are drop-offs around the lake, and because the lake is low and people are going out farther, people just need to be aware that there are sudden drop-offs.
Park officials also recommend using cooling towels, wearing breathable clothing again, and using misting fans, and try to limit your time outdoors during the hottest part of the day. And you can track the rising temperatures with the WRAL weather app. It's free to download from your phone's app store. Make sure to turn on those push notifications so you can get important weather alerts sent right to your home screen.
Happening now in the WRAL Live Center, breaking news out of the state legislature. The North Carolina House has passed the $34 billion state budget plan. This is a major move and a drawn-out budget fight as we take a live look here at the state House right now. Now, the Senate is debating the plan today ahead of an expected vote. This is a 1,300-page budget, and it delivers pay raises for teachers, state employees, law enforcement, along with hurricane recovery, funding, tax cuts, and school spending. Now, some Democrats, they've backed the Republican-led plan, saying that state workers couldn't wait any longer for these raises and bonuses. And if the state approves of the budget, it would head to Governor Stein's desk for consideration, and he would have 10 days to sign it, veto it, or let it become law without his signature. So we, of course, will be on standby, paying close attention to all of this as it plays out.
Well, now we're going to talk about that record-smashing July 4th travel surge, as within just 48 hours that we have until America's 250th birthday, millions of people are driving and hitting the skies right now as they're traveling. Today marks the busiest day at airports nationwide, and for many drivers, well, they're going to be hitting the highways. Here's NBC's Maggie Vespa.
This morning, by land, by air, and by sea, July 4th's record travel rush is hitting its peak, with today set to be the busiest day at airports nationwide. TSA estimating some 3 million Americans will be flying.
I know sometimes the lines can be bigger, so hoping for the best.
The electric combo of patriotic excitement and World Cup fever has TSA bracing for some 18.7 million passengers during this holiday stretch. Among the most popular destinations, New York City and Seattle, two cities celebrating the 4th and hosting World Cup fans. Chicago O'Hare anticipating their biggest July 4th crowds ever. In D.C., America 250 celebrations will require flights in and out of DCA to be suspended for a few hours tomorrow and on the 4th of July, too. And for an industry still feeling the effects of past government shutdowns and TSA staffing shortages, another incident Wednesday when a small plane and box truck collided on a taxiway at busy Raleigh-Durham International. No one was hurt and flights soon resumed. Meanwhile, for drivers, today marks the busiest day to pick up a rental car, with rental giant Hertz seeing the highest demand in Orlando, Denver, Boston, Los Angeles, and New York City. The number of Americans hitting highways is up, roughly 61 million, or 85% of all travelers. Experts not surprised.
This holiday is more of a backyard holiday, meaning that people are traveling shorter distances.
As excitement for America's historic birthday soars.
So if you are planning to drive to your holiday destination, better check those gas prices. And you can do that with the WRAL Fuel Tracker. And this is something that will show you the lowest gas prices wherever you are. Just search fuel in our app.
Well, today, July 4th celebrations are getting started a little early in some communities across our area. The town of Morrisville is hosting its Red, White, and Boom festival tonight. It will include live music and food trucks along with the fireworks show that's going to be at the end of the night. That will be happening at Cedar Fork District Park from 6 to 9:30 p.m. Meanwhile, Wendell will also have its big fireworks show tonight at Wendell Park. It will include live music, a golf cart, and bike parade and food trucks. It will wrap up with fireworks at around 9 p.m. and the park opens at 6:30 p.m.
All right, coming up at our 12:30 half hour of this show, we're talking about dramatic fireworks. Those loud explosions, unexpected blasts during this holiday weekend, this can be triggering for veterans. So we'll talk about how experts say you can help your loved ones navigate PTSD as celebrations begin.
And grilling concerns. Your 4th of July cookout could be serving up more than just a meal. We have a look at how to reduce your exposure risks from dangerous chemicals. Welcome back. As millions celebrate the 4th of July with fireworks, experts are reminding families that the loud blast can be very difficult for some military veterans. A clinical psychologist says unexpected explosions can trigger a veteran's survival response, making the body react as if it's back in combat. He advises loved ones to watch for signs like becoming quiet, scanning the surroundings, or withdrawing from a crowd. Instead of drawing attention to the behavior, experts recommend staying calm and simply asking, "What can I do to help?"
Sometimes that veteran may not know exactly what is wrong and what they need. And so just knowing that there's positive reassurance and a support network there, they're able to utilize that support network and maybe even stay at the event and enjoy the experiences with their family and their friends.
Yes, doctors and psychologists, they also encourage planning ahead by bringing headphones or picking a meetup spot if someone needs to step away.
The 4th of July and grilling go hand in hand, right? Well, doctors are warning about the dangers of carcinogens. Now, we know that a registered dietitian at the Cleveland Clinic says that these cancer-causing chemicals can be a concern when grilling meats. There are a few steps that you can take to reduce your risk to exposure. You can skip the processed meats such as hot dogs and sausages and bacon, but they also recommend choosing leaner meats such as chicken breast, turkey breast, lean ground beef, and select grade steaks.
The longer that meat is exposed to the flame, the more chances we have to create some of those carcinogen effects. So if you can pre-cook some of the meat, like boil it a little bit and then finish it off on the grill, that will help. If you cut the meat in smaller pieces, like maybe do a meat and veggie skewer, that will help because you're exposing it to the flame at a shorter time frame.
And as we were just talking about, choosing different meats can certainly help. But another tip is to reduce the amount of grilling time.
All right, well, brace yourself. Today is the first of several WRAL Weather Alerts Day. Amy Wilmot will return with your scorching forecast coming up. As people get ready to spend the 4th of July weekend at Falls Lake, the ongoing drought is exposing more than just the shoreline. It's also revealing trash that has been hidden under feet of water. The drought has lowered lake levels and exposed that trash. That's why volunteers were out yesterday. The cleanup effort started with a post on Reddit. It quickly turned into a community effort. Volunteers spent the day filling bags with trash and hauling debris away from the shoreline.
Team USA is moving on to the FIFA World Cup. The Americans beat Bosnia and Herzegovina 2-0 last night in the round of 32. It's only the second time the U.S. has ever won a knockout stage match. The U.S. scored for a second time to seal the win in the second half without U.S. star Flo Balogun. Now, he was ejected after a red card call connected to his clash on the field with a Bosnian defender. The red card comes with an automatic suspension, so he will not play Monday night when Team USA takes on Belgium. You'll be able to watch that game over on Fox 50. A towering tribute in light filled the sky in downtown Miami. Overnight, the 700-foot Paramount Miami World Center Tower illuminated with red and white and blue displays honoring the team's win over Bosnia and Herzegovina. Through Saturday, the tower will feature animated white stars on a blue backdrop, a triple USA cheer in red, and the Team USA shield, creating America's tallest World Cup skyscraper salute.
That is beautiful. Something else that's beautiful, soccer fans in the Triangle having a lot to be excited about as Team USA is moving on in the World Cup. Fans braved the heat last night to watch the match at Moore Square. We spoke with a group of friends from out of town who were here for another event, and they say that they were excited for the chance to cheer on Team USA with a big crowd downtown.
We're actually tourists. We're here for the North American Rubik's Cube Championship. He's from Vegas. He's from California. We're from Utah. So it's awesome that we were able to come here. Raleigh's been great. And I love that there's a space like this. And the watch party was so fantastic. I love being here.
And we love that they're here bringing all that positivity. The city of Raleigh will host watch parties for every Team USA game during the World Cup. It will also host a watch party for the final on July 19th, whether it's the U.S. in it or not. And today on Fox 50, 2 more teams will advance to the round of 16. At 3, Spain plays Austria. And at 7, Portugal faces Croatia.
So next week marks 1 year since Tropical Storm Chantal led to a flooding nightmare for parts of Durham and Orange counties. It was a painful reminder of how the greatest danger from tropical systems in North Carolina, not always at the coast. Inland flooding is the deadliest threat from tropical systems, and our state is no stranger to this. In fact, within the last 10 years, these storms have produced more than $80 billion in damages. Yet, only 1 in 10 North Carolinians has flood insurance. So, tonight on WRAL News at 6, meteorologist Chris Michaels will talk about which counties face the greatest flood risk and if we are prepared enough to rebuild after the fact. Now, obviously, yes, it's hot right now. That's the big talker, Amy. Obviously, triple-digit temperatures we're expecting. But it's that heat advisory that's in effect right now. But you also got an update just a bit ago.
That's right. The National Weather Service, and this really is not a surprise to us at all. They've issued a heat advisory for everyone for tomorrow. So most of us are under the heat advisory today. Everyone goes under the heat advisory for tomorrow. The heat index will be well above 105 tomorrow. So we have weather alert days in place for the next 5 days because of the high heat. Actual high temperatures will be 100 to 103. Heat index values 105 to 110. So take care of yourself. There's a lot of risk if you're going to be outside for for an extended period of time, do your best to take some breaks in the shade or in the AC if you can. I know a lot of people plan to be outdoors for the holiday, but you've got to take some breaks with this dangerous heat. The reason for the heat, we're just under this area of high pressure, and so we're just baking under this ridge of high pressure. And the ridge is going to keep rain from making it to our area. So you can kind of see some rain all around the high pressure system. We won't have any rain here for quite some time, probably not until Monday. Here's a look at the advisories, and notice how the heat alerts are from North Carolina all the way up to the Northeast. So a big part of the country dealing with this dangerous heat, and in time for the holiday weekend when a lot of people are outdoors. And it's already hot out there today, 90 right now in the Triangle with a heat index of 95. It feels like 108 now in South Hill, so that number continues to go up. So take it easy if you're outside today. We have a forecast high of 100 this afternoon, and that heat index already well into the triple digits for some of you. So it's a major heat risk today. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we are in the extreme. So the highest category for heat, and that's why we've issued the weather alert days. So 100 degrees for actual air temperatures for our highs. And look at these heat index values, and they could be even higher than that for some of you, as you just saw up in South Hill, Virginia, already at 108. And we really don't get much of a break during the morning either, and that's going to make it pretty tough with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s for our lows for the next 5 days as well. So sometimes we'll get these big heat days, but then we get a little bit of a break with temperatures down to the 60s in the overnight hours. That will not be the case. So we really don't even get a break during the overnight hours. Now, yes, if you want to walk the dog, do some outdoor exercise, the best time is to do that early in the morning, but it's still going to be very warm and very muggy. So weather alert days for the next 5 days. The hottest day in the next 7 days happens to be the 4th of July. 103 for the high temperature. I think the heat index will range from 107 to 110 on Saturday. So take it easy out there. Sunday, still very hot. Monday, it's still hot with a high of 100, but we do at least have some storm chances in the afternoon. Tuesday and Wednesday, some storms are possible, and the heat backs off a little bit with highs in the mid 90s. Stick around. Your top stories are next.
As we wrap things up here, let's take a look at a few of the headlines we're following today, starting with this. This heat wave has arrived in the Triangle. The stretch of NT's heat has people looking everywhere to cool off, and pools are expecting an increase in swimmers this holiday weekend. So that means more risk for lifeguards who will be working outside in extreme temps to keep swimmers safe. Federal regulations say employers should give staff cool drinks to beat heat exhaustion. They also recommend hourly breaks to recover from being in the heat.
The North Carolina House passed the $34 billion state budget. It's a major step forward in that drawn-out budget fight. So now the Senate is debating the spending plan ahead of an expected vote. That budget delivers pay raises for teachers, state employees, and law enforcement, along with hurricane recovery funding, tax cuts, and school spending. If the Senate approves that budget, it would head to the governor.
A man accused of stabbing another man in a Wake County home is expected to be in court today. 38-year-old Earnhardt Jr. is charged with felony assault. Investigators say that he stabbed a man at his home on Old Mill Farm Drive near Wendell. The victim is expected to recover.
The 2026 climbing season on Mount Fuji is officially happening, and climbers are required to pay a $27 entrance fee. The gate at the 5th station closes at 2 p.m. to discourage last-minute overnight climbs. Self-checkout kiosks have also been introduced at the entrance this year. This allows climbers to pay the entrance fee digitally.
Well, some of the tiniest soccer fans in North Carolina have a reason to cheer.
Oh.
Nurses in the NICU dressed the babies up in red, white, and blue ahead of last night's USA World Cup match versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. We like to think that they brought the team a little good luck. As always, the pictures were shared with the parents' permission. So adorable.
Oh, super, super cute. Okay, let's talk about our pet of the day coming to us from the Wake County SPCA. This is Leah. She's 2. She's full grown as well at 47 pounds. She's very shy, though, and when she first meets new people, that's kind of how she is, but she is very lovable once she knows you. Leah needs a home that will give her time to acclimate and to come out of her shell. She just wants a gentle family that will let her sleep at the foot of their bed. Leah's adoption fee is $125. That includes her spay, microchip, vaccines, and other wellness care. Super cute doggy. Okay, so NBC News Daily is next on WRAL with your next local news update in about 30 minutes time.
Yes, and don't forget, you can get breaking news updates anytime with our WRAL News app. We have so much that we're covering with this heat wave that is arriving here in the Triangle. It's here.
Well, and then also our NC Capitol team is looking into the budget situation, as I mentioned just a little bit ago. Yes, the House passed the budget, but now it's up to the Senate. They're still debating that. That's why we have state government reporter Caroline Yaffa digging into it, as well as our other parts of our NC Capitol team. So look for updates with them on the WRAL News app, but make sure you turn on notifications. That way you can stay up to speed on all the developments as they happen throughout the day.
We'll have you covered for your 4th of July weekend, of course. Stay with us throughout the day. We hope you have a great day.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.